Well, I've been telling you all that I was going to build my own laptop. Well, to do that, let me introduce you first to my desktop computer. This is the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi was developed in the UK as a micro high-speed educational computer that would be very affordable. The model I got is the 4B with 8 gigs of RAM and a quad-core processor clocked at 2.1 gigahertz. It's not the fastest thing out there, but it is quite quick for web browsing, word processing, and even some light gaming. And at a cost of $64, that's quite amazing. Now, once the Pi itself is just the computer board, you'll want to put it in a case. Here is an example of a $5 Raspberry Pi case that works just fine. It helps cool the Pi and protects it. I placed a quarter on top just to give you an idea of how small this computer actually is. And the Raspberry Pi fits inside of that case. Now, if you want, you can even get fancier cases like I did. This is an argon case, and its cost is between $20 and $45 depending on what options you have. The little Raspberry Pi can actually drive 2 monitors at once. So, as you can see, I have Facebook up on my first monitor, and on my second monitor I actually have a TV. Let's get you back in focus. And it's quite handy having 2 monitors. It can do video just fine. And while you're playing your videos, you can also, be working on your computer. It is a very functional multitasking computer. Another nice thing about the Raspberry Pi computer, besides its size, is its power use. Whereas my old desktop computer, it actually still works, but it's no longer my primary computer, used 600 watts of power. The Raspberry Pi uses about 3 watts of power, which is phenomenally good, not only for your desktop, but also for portability. Because the Raspberry Pi is so small, I can actually take this computer with me on trips and use it, bring my desktop computer anywhere. So whereas a laptop can be handy, but you miss your files and your services at home, the advantage here is I get to take my desktop computer with me. And with a few extra parts, I can switch it into my laptop computer. I should also note that I'm running a version of Raspberry Pi OS, which is a Linux operating system. And Linux operating system is very good for working. It's very good for browsing the net. If you know many people who have gotten their computer infected with viruses, Linux is much more resistant to that. And in fact, of all the people that I've given Linux computers to, I've never once known any of them to have their computer infected by a virus while browsing the net. So it's a very, very good computer for browsing, word processing, or internet tasks in general. This here is portability setup number 1. On the left, you see I have a handy dandy laptop backpack that was given to me as a Christmas present. The two monitors are 1080p high definition, 15.6 inch portable monitors. They're low power and run off 5 volts. I got them for $100 a piece on the Black Friday sale. The keyboard and mouse is a wireless Logitech keyboard and mouse. So say I stop at a motel, I got a comfortable mouse and keyboard to work with. The gamepad and headphones I already had myself. They're Bluetooth. The headphones are Dolby surround sound. And the controller is an Xbox controller clone. The batteries I got for $30 a piece off of Amazon. They are 30 amp hours a piece, so that's 60 amp hours total. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I have a 1 terabyte SSD hard drive in my Raspberry Pi, giving me about 4 times the storage that's in most computers that you buy in the store. So overall, with these two batteries, which are powering everything, that will give me 30 hours of runtime without charging. 30 hours. When most laptops are lucky to get an hour and a half, I can get 30 hours. So that's pretty good. The Raspberry Pi has built-in Wi-Fi, so I can connect to any Wi-Fi network, but it also comes with Bluetooth. So if there's no Wi-Fi network, I can sync it to my cell phone and get internet through my cell phone on my setup. So I pretty much have internet access anywhere. But you could say, hey Gene, this is pretty nice if you're at a motel, but say you're driving in a car, or somebody else is driving, and you don't have the space to spread something out like this, and you want to work on your lap. What are you going to do then? Well, that comes to portable setup number 2. Alrighty, this is laptop version 3. I carry a extra keyboard in my backpack. It's a touchpad keyboard Bluetooth combo. And what I did is I take one of the laptops and I have Velcro tape on it. So it's held in position by Velcro tape. And we put the keyboard, which has Velcro tape, and we mount it. And then we mount our flexible Raspberry Pi to the back with Velcro tape. And like I said, it can come on and off. Just pull it off when you're ready to switch it back to desktop mode, or just stick it on the back of this monitor when you want to switch it to laptop mode. And this you can hold on your lap, work in a car, and with battery life you could literally work for days before running down. So it's a good laptop. Have a terabyte of high-speed storage in the Raspberry Pi case, SSD. So I could download to my heart's content. I can work on files, and whatever I'm working on my desktop at the time, I can take with my laptop and take with me. Or break it out as a portable desktop with the 2 monitors. So, price-wise, I think I was out probably I'm guessing about $300, not including the parts I had already. And of course I got my Dolby Bluetooth headphones and gamepad for lots of games that are available, especially through emulation.